You think you do not have time to learn English. But look at your day again. You have 30 minutes. You really do. And here is the surprise that most people never hear. 30 honest minutes a day can beat a long, exhausting study session once a week. Not by a little. By a lot. Let me ask you something first. How many times have you started learning English with big energy? You buy the books. You make a huge plan. You study for 3 hours on a Sunday and feel proud. Then life gets busy and you stop. A week passes. Then a month. And slowly, quietly, the English you worked so hard for fades away. The problem was never your effort. The problem was the shape of your effort. There is a reason this keeps happening, and it is not your fault. It is simply how human memory works. More than 100 years ago, a scientist named Hermann Ebbinghaus tested his own memory again and again, day after day. He discovered something we now call the forgetting curve. The forgetting curve means this. After you learn something new, you forget most of it surprisingly fast unless you come back to it. Within a single day, a large part of what you studied can slip away. That sounds scary, doesn't it? But Ebbinghaus also found the cure. The cure is called the spacing effect. Spacing just means spreading your learning across many small sessions instead of one big one. Ebbinghaus noticed that if you review a little, then again later, then again the next day, the memory grows stronger each time, and you forget more and more slowly. In plain words, your brain loves small, repeated touches. It does not love one giant flood of study that drains away by morning. And this is exactly why 30 minutes a day works so well. Every single day, you touch the language again, and every touch makes it stick a little harder. So let me reframe the whole idea of studying for you. To reframe means to see the same thing in a new way. Learning English is not a race you sprint once a week until you are exhausted. It is a small habit you repeat. Consistency means doing a little again and again without stopping. And consistency beats intensity almost every time. Intensity means doing a lot in one burst. The calm student who does 30 steady minutes daily will quietly pass the one who studies 5 hours in a panic and then vanishes for 2 weeks. Let me show you what that looks like in real life. Imagine 2 learners who start on the same day. The first one is a weekend warrior. He waits all week, then crams for hours every Sunday until his head aches. The second one studies just 30 minutes each evening calmly, and then closes the book. After 3 months, who is ahead? It is the second learner almost every time. Not because she is smarter, because her brain met English 90 times, while his brain met it only 12. Repetition wins. Steady wins. Now you might be asking, what do I actually do inside those 30 minutes? It is a fair question, because 30 minutes spent the wrong way still waste your time. So let us build a simple plan you can use tonight with 4 small parts. Start with about 15 minutes of input. Input just means English coming into you, through your ears or your eyes. Listen to or read something you can mostly understand, and just as important, something you actually enjoy. A short video, a simple podcast, an easy story. The researcher Stephen Krashen spent his whole career showing that you absorb a language best when you understand the message and feel relaxed. So do not punish yourself with something far too hard. Choose something just a little above your level, something you can still follow. That sweet spot is where real growth quietly happens. Then take about 5 minutes for focused study. This is the small, careful part. Pick just a few new words, maybe 5, or 1 tiny grammar point. Write them down. Say them out loud. Keep it small on purpose. You are not trying to swallow a dictionary today. You are planting a few seeds that you will water again tomorrow. Next, spend about 5 minutes on output. Output means English coming out of you, in speaking or in writing. Say 3 simple sentences about your day. Or write a few lines in a notebook. It will feel clumsy and slow at first. That is completely normal, and it is part of how the language wakes up inside you. The language professor Paul Nation describes a balanced method he calls the 4 strands, where strong learning mixes input, output, focus, study, and fluency practice together. You do not need to memorize the theory. You just need the balance. Take English in and push English back out. Finally, save about 5 minutes for review. This is the secret ingredient that almost everyone skips. Go back to the words you learned yesterday and the day before. Quickly test yourself. Can you still remember them? This is the spacing effect in action, the very thing Ebbinghaus discovered all those years ago. Each little review tells your brain, this one matters, please keep it. And slowly, session by session, your forgetting curve grows flatter and kinder. And here comes something that may surprise you. On the days when you feel too tired or too busy, do not skip completely. Do 5 minutes instead. Just 5. Why? Because the real goal is not how much you do today. The real goal is to never break the chain. A short 5-minute day keeps the habit alive, and the habit is the true treasure here. Miss one day, and it becomes easy to miss 2. Keep the chain unbroken, and the weeks will quietly stack into months, and the months into something you will be proud of. So think about what this really means for you. You do not need to wait for a free weekend that somehow never arrives. You do not need perfect silence or perfect energy or a perfect mood. You need 30 ordinary minutes today, and then again tomorrow. Maybe on the bus. Maybe before bed. Maybe with your morning coffee while the house is still quiet. Small, steady, and completely yours. So tonight, do not plan some giant study marathon that scares you. Choose a time instead, maybe right after dinner. Set your 30 minutes. 15 of input you enjoy, 5 of new words, 5 of speaking or writing, and 5 of review. Then tomorrow, do it again. That is the entire method. It is almost too simple to believe, and that is exactly why it actually works. You thought you did not have time to learn English. But you were never truly short on time. You were only short on a plan that fits a real busy life. Now you have one. 30 minutes a day, every day, gently carrying you forward while no one is watching. Start tonight and very soon, tomorrow's you will quietly say thank you.